Hello, America. It's time to check the nonsense at the door, clear the cobwebs between your ears, and have a rational-ish conversation. This is the lost art of common sense.
That's right, America. I'm Kevin, and Josh is working. So he's doing a swing shift this week, so he was not able to join me. Maybe he'll call in later. I don't know. I texted him to see if he'll be here, but just want to let you know, this is the lost art of common sense. And this week, I think I will be talking about Trump. Throwing down the Trump card. Obviously, today is Wednesday, the day after Trump announced he is running for president again in 2024. I find this good and bad. I find it weird that he is doing it so early. Usually, if you're the main candidate, you don't kind of do it till later because you let the smaller fish kind of come in, then you kind of push them away as you drop your foot down, dropping the hammer like Thor. But he decided to do it early, which could be beneficial, I guess, in a way. The problem, I guess that way people won't come in. And I think that's his thought, is he'll have less people to run against. And I don't think this was really anything but a DeSantis-Trump kind of battle anyways. I heard maybe like Cruz might come back in, Pence, other people. But I think really it's going to be Trump DeSantis. And I think he did it early as well because DeSantis is gaining a lot of momentum right now. The way he won Florida, the way he won with the Hispanic vote, the way he flipped Miami-Dade, I think DeSantis has a lot of momentum right now, and Trump is trying to take over the headlines of DeSantis. So I think that was his main reason. I don't know for sure, but I think that was a big reason for it. And I think it will be a Trump DeSantis show off. And you can kind of tell this already that Trump thinks that DeSantis is pretty much his primary foe, I guess, if you want to put it that way. In this upcoming election for the Republican Party leader. Because the way that Trump has been calling out DeSantis lately on Truth Social, in his speeches, calling him DeSanctimonious. It's kind of a bad nickname, but we'll let it slide. But I want to ask you people to leave a comment as you're liking and sharing our podcast, and leave a comment. Who would you vote for, DeSantis or Trump? Who is if you had a primary or a caucus, as we do in Iowa, who would be the person that you would want? Would it be DeSantis or Trump? And give me a reason why. I'd like to discuss this in a future episode or maybe a short, because I am by myself, so I want to have as much participation with you guys, the listeners or watchers, or however you go about seeing this. And remember to subscribe if you listen to us on podcast, subscribe to us on a podcast, leave a review, and leave any questions you have in the reviews as well. We'll read them off and try to answer them. Remember, 5 stars though. So, but obviously like, share on Rumble. If you don't have a Rumble account, create one. Then subscribe to us. Then leave comments, good or bad. We will read them. So usually I don't have to drink on air because this is usually when Josh talks. So kind of weird deal for me just doing this on my own, especially if I'm doing a full episode. I don't know how far I'll get. I don't know if this will be a 30-minute episode or a 20-minute or more of a short, maybe an hour. I don't know. I'm just going to ramble on, and hopefully you guys like it. Also, would you like to be a sponsor? We'll gladly read off anything you give us, and we'll discuss whatever stuff like that. But let's go back to Trump DeSantis. Trump is Trump. It's hard to imagine what exactly his thinking is, because the more of Trump, the less people like a Trump. Obviously, he's a hard pill to swallow sometimes, but I feel his track record as president was good enough for re-election. And he should, I strongly feel he should have been reelected. I don't think our economy be nearly where it is. I don't think the state of America right now would be where it is if Trump was reelected, because I don't think he's a doddering old idiot like we have in the office right now. And I can understand why people don't vote for him. I understood why people didn't vote for him, because when you're an independent, or maybe you're even like, at the time, like center right, and you're like, this guy's so abrasive. He's so mean. He's so whatever. I mean, he's just, he's got that attitude to where it kind of rubs people the wrong way. You either love him or you hate him. And if you were an independent in 2020, or maybe you're center right, I could understand kind of why you voted for Biden, because you thought Biden was going to come in and not do a damn thing. The guy ran his whole campaign out of a basement, and you're like, hey, maybe that guy will keep doing that. But I want to plead to you right now, I don't care who's doing who's running in 2024, who is going against Biden or whatever the left throws out there. Kamala Harris, God. Let's say maybe Buttigieg again. I don't know. Maybe some left or some Democratic governor or senator. Who knows? We don't know. But all we do know is this country it's not great right now. And I was really disappointed in the midterms. It was disappointing. That's all you can say. We barely got the House, barely. And we lost the Senate. I think it's right now it's 50-49 Democrats. So at least we might be able to block some of what Biden's agenda was planned for the next 2 years. I don't know what will that be, or what exactly, maybe we can stop the spending is really what I want. But let's get back to Trump DeSantis. I went off a little on the rails. So let's get back to it. DeSantis has done well as a governor. DeSantis is maybe the best governor on the Republican side that in my lifetime. The things he does against the establishment, he does things his way, and that's what I like. He does things his way. He follows his let's say, like during COVID, he followed his advisors. He followed his medical professionals that he listens to. He followed their guidance. He didn't go off national, the national like Fauci and Birx, and he did what he thought was best for his state. And if he can translate that to the Oval Office, I think he will do great things domestically as a president. The thing that Trump has is he's already proven that he is top notch in foreign affairs. This is the first time that, if you listen to his speech, he moved the U.S. embassy in Israel to Jerusalem. That was a big deal. He got the UAE. He got a bunch of Middle Eastern countries to have a peace accord with Israel as well. And that's a huge deal. So, I mean, that's ultra huge. Then he also, North Korea never shot. Once he went over and talked to Kim Jong Un or Il Un, I think, right? Once he talked to him, he never shot another long range ballistic missile until this year. And the reason he did it this year is because we have a weak president. And everybody's pretty much seeing what Putin's doing, and that the U.S. is really not doing. I mean, basically because they can't, because they don't want to start a war with Russia, but it's showing weakness in a war that we really shouldn't have gotten into that much, anyways. Ukraine is not that important. I feel bad for the people of Ukraine. I feel bad for everything they're going through, but as a U.S. citizen, I'm not an isolationist, but I think we are. I think it's more about laundering money right now than anything, and I think anything war is about. I think mostly laundering money for the most part, and I think this was, the greatest thing since Iraq. Sorry, everyone, really thirsty. So, but you notice that Putin didn't do any of this crap when Trump was in office. So he warned Germany to, go away from Russian oil because, they can shut off the oil at any time. And what are they doing right now? They shut off the oil. So it's going to be really hard in Europe this year for winter. I don't want to know what kind of gas bills they have, what kind of, heating bills, stuff like that, because it's going to be a hard winter for Europe. And they brought it upon themselves with the Green New Agenda that they tried to pull off over there. They're kind of abandoning it now, but this is all, it was warned by President Trump, and they didn't listen, and they laughed at him. And who's laughing now? I mean, I'm sorry to say it, but just because Orange Man says something doesn't mean it's wrong. I think we can all agree that the dude, no matter how abrasive he is a smart man. He's very. I think he thinks a few steps ahead of people, but he does it in the most abrasive way. That's really his only down quality is his attitude and the way he talks to his political opponents and the establishment and the media. And, maybe he wouldn't have been that bad if the media didn't constantly go after him the whole time. I've never seen a president so hated immediately as he got in office from the media, from CNN to MSNBC to NBC, CBS, ABC. It was always anti-Trump. When's the last bad thing you heard about Biden? And it's usually just something he said stupid, and it's like one blurb. The dude had a full-on Nazi type of red background with 2 armed guards, and no one said, there was not a peep about it except for on the right side, on the right commentaries. So the right side commentaries, it was his no one gave him shit. Biden, no one gave Biden shit about, pretty much abandoning half the country by calling them terrorists, by calling them ultra mega, domestic terrorists, and that they're a threat to democracy. The threat to democracy is when you call somebody, a whole half of your country, a threat to democracy. That's the threat. But people listened, and the idiots came out in droves and got people, got the Senate again. So, another thing Trump has failed on, but I don't know anything about DeSantis because it really isn't proven yet, is a lot of his like purple state people he supported in a lot of these purple states, a lot of people he backed for Senate and governor, the majority of them lost. And I think it's because his name is Donald Trump and that he supported a candidate. Granted, I mean, Mehmet Oz was a complete train wreck of a candidate. I would have thought anybody that can put sense together would have been able to beat Fetterman. I was wrong. Everybody on the right was wrong. But Mehmet Oz was a Democrat up until this year, is what I personally believe. And that somehow he has a connection to Trump and maybe owed Trump a favor or something to where Trump thought he could be like, get him in and, scratch my back, scratch yours. I don't know. Herschel Walker, that's going to do a runoff. Raphael Warnock was an absolute disaster for the Democrats, and yet he is probably there's a good chance he'll retain his seat. And it's because Herschel Walker was not a strong candidate. Let's see. Obviously, Tudor Dixon was close. That was a backed up governor. The woman from I can't remember her name, Carrie Lake. That's close. I know it's not. I think there's going to be a count off, or they're going to recount the votes. But I believe she's probably going to lose. And I really liked her. I don't know what happened there. Maricopa County, up until the late votes was like 2080 Carrie Lake. Then all of a sudden everything broke Hobbs's way. Weird when she's, the Secretary of State. But I don't know. It's Trump's personality versus DeSantis's track record is what's going to happen. And DeSantis is going to have to lead like he did his last term, and he's going to have to carry that forward, and he's going to have to do it stronger and with more of a voice. A lot of people know DeSantis right now because of the way he won Florida, but everybody gets 15 minutes, especially on these CNN, MSNBC. You're going to get 15 minutes. You're not getting anything else unless you do something impactful. His Don't Say Gay bill, which was not a Don't Say Gay bill. It's just don't indoctrinate kids on third grade and under. That seems like a reasonable thing, but, and once people learned about it, I think they also thought, the people of Florida thought it was a reasonable thing. Everybody should. You should not indoctrinate people with your gender ideology or your sexual orientation or basically your personal life from third grade below. I mean, why is that a thing? Why is that such a thing to do? I mean, what kind of low self-esteem do you have to make sure to have children? You want children to congratulate you on being a trans man or a trans woman or a gay man or a lesbian or, whatever, a binary, a non-gender fluid person. And I don't care who you are. Do what you want as an adult. You should not be sharing that stuff with kids. I don't know if any of my kids or any of my teachers were straight, gay, lesbian. Who knows, because we didn't talk about that, nor did they share it, because that's personal stuff. And you can share some personal stuff, but not like, your sexual orientation. And I think Ron DeSantis killed it on that. He killed it on COVID. So there's a lot to like. There's a lot to like about that man. And I think he deserves to go against Trump and let the best man win. I don't know who I'm going for yet. I like DeSantis a lot, but I like Trump as a president. He did a great job as a president up until COVID year. Here's where Trump fell off. When COVID hit, when he relied on Fauci, Birx, and Pence to take care of COVID, that was a disaster. because they were snakes, and they pretty much went behind his back. You know, you if you can't look at Fauci and at the last 2-3 years and know that he is, a Democrat, and that he did everything to, either one, that dude was all about Fauci. Maybe he's not a Democrat. Maybe he's just an egotistical maniac, because it was all about Fauci. It wasn't about COVID. Not for him. Not for him. Mask on, mask off, mask on, mask off. There's things I probably I can't say because if we're going to put on YouTube, but it's just, Trump just failed at COVID, and that's where DeSantis is going to get him. And if you're Ron DeSantis and you are planning on running for president, that's where you got to hit him, because Trump's policies did nothing to help the nation. And he kind of he can't do anything against governors other than say, don't lock down. But it hurt him. And I think a lot of his base, a lot of people, let's be real, there's a ton of Trump supporters, and there's, Trump forever people. And I'm not one of those people. I go for a candidate and what I believe is the best, who I believe will run the country best. That's all I care about. Whoever aligns with my morals, and if I think there'll be a fiscally responsible president and somebody who's not going to try to ramrod a bunch of BS through executive orders that I don't agree with. A president who is for the people. And I think that as Americans, that's all we can do. We got to get past these party lines. And I know that not a lot of Democrats watch this anymore or listen to us. If you do, please respond. I would love to hear from you guys. You guys are also more than welcome to write us. And if you ever disagree with us, what we say, please do write in. We'd love feedback, negative or positive. We want to know you guys are listening, and that you actually like the show. That's the main thing. Like, I mean, me and Josh are going to do this no matter what. I don't care if one person's listening and it's me. We just like the show. It's something we like to do. It's something I can do with my buddy, and we do this every week, and we drink a few beers, and hopefully you get to drink a few beers with us, not while you're driving. But at home, or, maybe put your earbuds in and go to the bar and drink a beer with us. We like to have beers with you guys. We're just two blue collar guys that, decide to speak our minds, and maybe we can help some people understand just a blue collar workers' enjoyment of politics and Star Wars and aliens, and how flat Earth is dumb, and if you believe in flat Earth, you're an idiot. So, things like that. But Trump's for president, or he declared. DeSantis, I believe, won't declare probably for another year. He's got a state to govern right now, a state that President Trump does live in, by the way, so that's awkward. But yeah, let's figure it out. Let's get people excited for 2024. 2022 was not a great midterm. We did get the House, like I said before, so maybe we can block some stuff. There'll probably be, they're going to do their special, their committees and stuff, and their special hearings on probably, I would guess, Hunter's laptop and how it connects to Joe Biden, if it does. I believe they'll have one for COVID and Dr. Fauci and what he actually knew and what he, if he did, give some money to gain a function, and if he knew this was a possibility. So yeah, it should be a fun 2 years still. Um, I'm going to enjoy this presidential run, and I'm excited to see who the Democrats are out there. I'm excited to see if it's going to be Joe Biden again or who it's going to be. It can't be Harris. I just don't believe anybody will vote for Harris. There is no possible way. That woman, as bad as Joe Biden is as a speaker, at least he's like 40 years older than her, and he speaks about the same as her. So, I think Biden. I don't know if he'll run again. All right. Again, comment. Who do you think the Democrats will be throwing out there as a nominee in 2024? Do you think it's going to be Biden, or do you think it's going to be Harris, or do you think it's going to be name somebody else? And we'll discuss them next episode. Also, Trump or DeSantis. I want to know what you guys think. And we'll do a little poll here if we can. If we get enough people engaged and enough people vote, and I'll say Trump, DeSantis, we'll count them up, and we'll kind of do a mini primary, and we'll discuss if we get enough people, we'll discuss the results. So I think I'm about done here. You guys, one more thing I want to mention. We'll probably have, I don't know how many more episodes we're going to do. We might record a long one and kind of put it through December. Obviously, if we get a lot of reaction on this video or any videos, we'll pop up and, do 20, 30-minute episodes, discuss them maybe if we get enough questions or comments, or, the tally and the Trump DeSantis vote, or who do you think who's going to be Democratic nominee in 2024. We'll discuss those things. We'll throw in an episode that way. But I think we're kind of doing an end of the year kind of a look back thing for our next episode. And it might take 3 or 4 episodes. We'll probably do half-hour episodes, 45-minute episodes, and we'll just cut the episode in like 3-4 pieces like we did for our the warning episode that we had, the warning that fell on deaf ears from I can't remember his name, from 1983, but you guys should check out our previous 3 episodes. And even our midterm recap. Our midterm recap I thought was pretty good. It was pretty funny, obviously, because we are hilarious. But the 3 episodes, like the last 3 episodes with the warning that fell on deaf ears, you guys should if you haven't yet, check that out, and you'll find a lot of what was said in that video by the speaker from 1983 is happening now and has been happening for the last 10 or so years, and it's kind of a build up. So if anything, they're the 3 most important episodes I think we've ever done. So listen to those, please. And also comment on them. We want you to comment on every episode and like those, and, give us 5 stars, because we're kind of greedy. But, yeah. So we'll probably do 1 long episode and cut it up, kind of an end of year review of what we've done so far this year. For our first year of podcast, so this will be the end of season 1, and I think it'll be pretty funny, entertaining. 3 or 4 episodes. Maybe we'll throw in some clips. I don't know. Josh is the editor. I'm just a talking head that gets to drink beer every once a week with him. Now he'd make me do it on myself, so that's kind of stupid. But still drinking beer. Maybe we can cut some stuff up. Maybe some of our previous outtakes or more you know stuff. So, here's a more you know. If you voted for a Democrat and you've lived in the country for the last 2 years, you're an idiot. The more you know. But we'll see how the country runs from here on out. Hopefully there's a country in 2024, and hopefully, American patriotism is coming back a little stronger than it's been the last, 2 years. And, people remember that, America fucking rocks. Rock, flag, and eagle, fellas and ladies, and hopefully not children, because we are not appropriate for children. You guys rock. Thank you for listening. I'm Kevin, and this was The Lost Art of Common Sense. Come sense! Common sense. Common sense. Oh, yeah. Bye.